on the media is about an hour. Please spend it with us.
Saturday mornings at 7 on KSJE Farmington. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, which is officially baby-friendly. This evidence-based initiative is designed to support mother-baby bonding and optimal infant feeding practices by upholding the 10 steps to successful breastfeeding. San Juan Regional Medical Center, officially baby-friendly, and serving the Four Corners since 1910. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. Nine minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning, January the 7th. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. I'm Scott Micklin, and thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air here in San Juan County, 103.3 FM over the air in Durango, Colorado. Streaming everywhere, of course, from our website at ksje.com. And, of course, we welcome our viewers who are watching our visual radio program this morning, streaming live to the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome aboard, everyone. Coming up in just a moment, it is our weekly conversation about CHIC, monthly conversation about CHIC, the Community Health Improvement Council of San Juan County. And this month, we are talking about assisted living. My guest coming here from The Bridge in Farmington, so we'll talk more about that in just a moment right here on KSJE. Later on this hour, we hope you'll stay tuned because we'll be showing you some of the pets available for adoption this week from the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter. Amber Francisco will be joining me around 8:50 a.m. with all the details about the dogs and cats available for adoption this week. Mick Hess is coming in after the news at 9 a.m. He'll take us roving with the arts, and today Mick is playing more Bach cantatas for us on the air, so join us for that and some arts news coming up this morning at 9:06 on KSJE. Of course, you know we're on Facebook and YouTube, but don't forget you can also follow KSJE on Twitter and check us out on Instagram as well. Weather forecast, well, it's a sunny day today, 41 for a high this afternoon. It'll be clear and 23 tonight. A bit of increasing clouds tomorrow with a high of 45 degrees and an overnight low of 24. There may be a slight chance of rain or snow showers on Thursday and Friday as temperatures cool off just a bit. 40 degrees for a high on Thursday with a chance of rain or snow. 36 for a high on Friday before mostly sunny but cooler weather on Saturday with a high of 35 degrees. And we always say that visual radio can take you places. We will take you this morning to Mallory Square in Key West, Florida, where the cruise ships are loading and folks are getting ready for an ocean cruise in the new year. And that is the scene from just a few moments ago in the sunny Key West, Florida, Mallory Square. But let me introduce my guests who are here with me this morning to talk about CHIC, the Community Health Improvement Council. As I mentioned, Pamela Drake is here from the San Juan County Partnership. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Good to have you here.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Thank you for coming in. And also, Debbie Fentiman is here from The Bridge Assisted Living. She is the Director of Sales. And Debbie, good morning to you. Thank you for coming in.
Good morning, Scott.
Good to have you here as well to talk all about assisted living and the work that you do at The Bridge. So we'll do that in just a moment. But Pamela Drake, let me turn back to you a little bit about CHIC, the Community Health Improvement Council. And this is an organization that brings together people who work for places like The Bridge and a lot of other places, right, to meet on a regular basis.
That's right. We address the overall health of the county. So it's not just health care, but it also includes things like DWI, environmental issues, mental health issues, undocumented citizens, and just has a whole range. We operate on a wheel model where the Health Council is at the hub of the model, and then the spokes are all these different interests or concerns, segments of the community, education, faith-based organizations, those kinds of things.
Yeah, the term health can really include a lot of different things, as we talked about here time and time again, even affordable housing and things along that line, too.
Right, yeah. A lot of people just really think of health as being one thing, but when you talk about the health of any community, you're talking about their overall health, their economic health, their, education, and all those things that and housing definitely is one of those pieces.
Sure, and assisted living, which is why Debbie Fentiman is here with us this morning, right?
right.
And so, Debbie, let me turn to you a little bit about and talk about your job and the work that the Bridge does as an assisted living center here in Farmington and San Juan County, and you have residents from all over, I'm sure, correct?
We do. We have a lot of people that move here because their family's here and they want to be closer to their family. We do have a lot of local Four Corners area people as well. We just had somebody move from Arizona. So, they come from all over because Farmington is an amazing place to live. You know, you have the four seasons, but just enough of each one to enjoy, not enough to really become a hindrance. So
Right.
I love that about Farmington.
That's true. And so you offer all different kinds of services that we'll be talking about this morning, but I know assisted living is a kind of a growth industry because all these baby boomers are not getting any younger, and so it is something that many of us may need in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so true. The Bridge has 62 rooms. We have small studio size apartments to very large deluxe apartments. So depending on what fits your budget and what you'd like. We also have a lot of couples that live at the Bridge as well. So it's definitely a place where you can come and retire and enjoy the amenities that we have there.
And this can be maybe for some families a difficult conversation to have with mom or dad or grandma and grandpa about maybe it's time to consider a facility like the Bridge. Do you have any advice for folks of how to maybe bring that up or how to approach that conversation?
Sure, absolutely. You can always come down and have a tour, look at the facility, see if it's something that fits your needs. We also encourage them to come and have a meal, try out the food. We have 4 amazing chefs. And we also have some really great events that they could also come and see what that's all about, what we have to offer.
We'll be talking about some of those I know that you have planned this month, as a matter of fact,
We do.
correct? So
This Friday we have a game day palooza, so they are all about their games at the Bridge, especially bingo. We don't mess with their bingo days. They play 5 days a week.
better not. You better not.
Seriously, do not mess with the bingo. But Friday it's open to the community from 1:30 to 3. We'll be playing bingo, and Rummy Cub is another big favorite. Chicken Foot, which is a domino game, Scrabble. So that's really fun, and that's a key thing about assisted living is just keeping them active, giving them something to do. They really just want to have conversations and spend time with people.
Sure.
The Bridge also has we have I don't know, maybe 35, 40 turkeys on our property. And so the turkeys are their own little celebrities. They love to walk around the back and feed the turkeys, and the turkeys are definitely a big selling point for me. I always point them out, and I love seeing them every morning.
An attraction in and of
Yes,
themselves, aren't they?
they
at the Bridge.
absolutely are.
That's great.
They are.
And I know, and I told you before we came on the air this morning that my mother was in assisted living for a number of years in the Phoenix area, and I think what she enjoyed was the fact that she could pick and choose what activities to go to, and if she didn't feel like going to something one day, she didn't have to, but if she was ready to go and wanted to do something, she could get out of her room and be social and interact with the other residents and pick and choose what she wanted to do, whether it was maybe bringing in some music or a concert in the facility or some games or crafts or things along that line. And that's, I think, similar to what you offer, correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Every Monday we go to Walmart. We have a little Walmart trip on Mondays. Tuesdays they go to Hobby Lobby and a bank run. They definitely, there's some people that just come down for meals and go back up and read their books and really just enjoy the private time. And there's other people that take advantage of, every game, every outing, all of the opportunities that we have to socialize and get to meet new people.
Right. And again, I guess it kind of also relates to the individual's abilities too, right? If they are still able to fend for themselves a little bit and get around, they can do that. If they need help to be transported to some of these places like Walmart or Hobby Lobby, they can take advantage of that too.
Absolutely. The Bridge offers different levels of care, so if you need some assistance showering or anything at all, we're
Right.
there to help them. If you're just lonely and you need someone to talk to, we're there as well.
Right. And another thing I wanted to ask you about this morning was something, it's relatively new maybe, called transitional stays, and that's for folks who maybe aren't full-time residents of the Bridge, but it's a service you offer to other local families?
Yes, transitional care is something that we offer. It's a minimum of a week. So transitional care is like if you're taking care of your mom at home and you're going to go on a vacation or something, maybe you need to have a staycation. Being a full-time caregiver, it takes a lot out of you. And so if you're going to go out of town and you want, mom needs to be watched for a couple of weeks, then you can bring her to the Bridge. It's $150 a day. That's completely inclusive with all the meals, activities, events, level of care, that takes care of everything. So anything from a week up to a month, anything over a month isn't really cost effective. But,
Okay.
and another thing about that is if somebody's kind of maybe sitting on the fence and not sure if they want to move into assisted living, this is a great way to kind of try it out.
Right.
Come and give it a whirl for a month and see if it's something that you would enjoy.
And all activities and all events are available during
Yes.
even the shorter stay?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's available. They do a lot of sitting outside and watching the birds and
The turkeys?
and the
Right.
turkeys, absolutely the turkeys. But yes, we have a lot of outings that we go on, and if there's anything they're really interested in doing, like one of the ladies there loved playing blackjack, so we started a little blackjack group every Thursday. They play, which has become quite a big hit. And another lady, really enjoyed crocheting, so she started teaching other residents how to do that as well. So there's nothing that we won't give a try and see how the residents enjoy it.
Sure. Very good. My guest this morning from C.H.I.C, the Community Health Improvement Council of San Juan County. Pamela Drake is here from the San Juan County Partnership, and Debbie Fentiman is here from the Bridge Assisted Living, and we're talking a little bit about some of the things that are available at the Bridge and other facilities like it in the community. And as I mentioned, this is a growth area. I mean, there's a lot of demand for assisted living here as some of our residents get older and look for some of these ways to maybe stay somewhat independent, but still have the help that they need in order to do the things that they still want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. The Bridge is definitely the premier assisted living in the Four Corners area. We have been here for 21 years. The facility is beautiful. If you ever have an opportunity to come by, we would love for you to take a look at it. It is a beautiful facility. We have 4 chefs that all the food there is made from scratch, which is definitely great for the staff as well, because we benefit from that. And
Right,
so does
right.
my waistline. Yeah, it's a very nice place. So
That's great. We have an open house coming up at the end of the
We
month.
do. We
that
have an
we can
open
let folks know
house.
if they do want to come and see what we're talking about this morning, right?
yeah, absolutely. We have an open house on Sunday. I almost said
January.
December. Yes,
I
we
know.
are in January.
Right.
Can you believe it? January 26th from 1 to 3, where you can come and just have a tour, enjoy some refreshments. Little Dot Boutique will also be there as well, selling some of her children's clothing. But we do have an open house almost every month at the last Sunday of every month, and just give people an opportunity to walk around and see some of the rooms, see what we have to offer, meet some of the people. They're welcome to come and have lunch with us, be our guest as well if they would like to do that.
Very, very good. And Pamela Drake, let me bring you back into the conversation here because, again, this is an important thing to have in our community, to offer this to our elderly citizens and people who want to get a little bit of additional care and things like that.
It certainly does fill a gap in the community. Housing and care for people is, I would say, somewhat lacking in our community, and I don't think that that's unique. I think that a lot of communities have the same issues with that, so it just fills out that whole picture of what does our entire community look like. And I think it's okay for me to say, years ago, my mother lived at the Bridge. She was one of the first residents there, and it was just amazing. just amazing. She was happy, and staff was great, and it was really a wonderful place to be. So I commend you on continuing to maintain that standard.
Oh, that's great. And one thing about the Bridge staff is they've been there for, the staff is very tenured. I mean, they've really been there for a long time. Everybody's so happy there. It really is a great place to work. So I do love that we have some staff members that have been there for 15 years. You know, it's like going to see your grandparents every day. Who wouldn't want to do that? I never know what they're going to say, but it will be entertaining. So I really do enjoy it.
It was definitely entertaining when my mother was there, and she added to it because she was a pistol.
Yes, yes.
So I think it was beneficial both ways, because she really, yeah, I could tell stories for a long time, but I probably won't.
Okay, all right, but good to know, and a great testimonial again about the care at the Bridge and why it's so important. And again, as we talk about maybe Farmington transitioning in with its economic development and maybe becoming more of a retirement community, and to have a place like the Bridge where folks can maybe retire to Farmington, and then when the time is right, move into assisted living or some other type of facility like the Bridge. This kind of makes sense to me.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Right, to have that type of level of care available for folks. And there's another event coming up that I want to ask you about, Debbie Fentiman, and that is about family planning and Medicare, and those can be some complicated topics as well, but you've got folks coming in to talk with folks about this, right?
Absolutely. Yes, Farmington Funeral Home will be coming here on Thursday, January 16th at 10 a.m., and we do really like to open up our doors and give people an opportunity, different community members an opportunity to come and speak not only to our residents, but also to the community at large. So they will be coming and talking about legacy planning and Medicare, and kind of how to navigate through those waters, which can be a little scary sometimes.
Sure.
It's a lot of information.
Right. Well, and from my knowledge, it's important to set things up maybe ahead of time before something more serious happens, because those decisions have already been made, and the people that need to make them are part of the conversation and things along that line, unless you wait until a health crisis or something, and now maybe somebody's not able to make those decisions anymore, and you really wish that you'd ask what they want to do.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, sitting down and making a plan is so important. So that's what Farmington Funeral Home will be doing, is coming down and walking us through, giving people the opportunity to make some plans, have some conversations, give them some tools of how to maybe breach those conversations with their senior folks.
Right. And again, it's always maybe not an easy conversation to have, but it's an important one to have in your family.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can have everything taken care of ahead of time, and also ask some difficult questions about Medicare. You know, I've been doing this for a couple of years, and Medicare is still kind of a cloudy, ever-changing area.
Right.
So it's nice to have experts there to answer all your questions.
And that's what will be happening at this event.
Yes, sir.
So folks can get their questions answered, because I know you're right, Medicare is kind of an all-evolving thing, and maybe you think you understand it, and maybe then the rules change a little bit, and so it's a little different.
Yes, and we always have people moving here from different states, and then that creates a lot of questions. So they're going to be there to help answer some of those questions as well.
Very good. Well, that's great. And again, when we talk about the Bridge, there are different levels of care and assistance that, depending on the individual, what they need, you can adjust to that.
We can. And so that's kind of the beauty about the Bridge, is a lot of people just are there, just don't want to cook anymore, don't want to clean their home.
I don't want to cook now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not even there yet.
And they don't have any issues. And then we have some other people that might need a little assistance, maybe standby assist for showers, or, and so all the way up to really needing a little bit more care, helping getting dressed, showering, things like that. And we offer all of that there. So if you came into the Bridge, we would be able to give you an assessment and find out, where your mom or dad was, and how we can assist them. and make their senior years really good.
Right.
You know?
And that's important. I think that's really important too, because I know a lot of folks who maybe feel that they can care for mom or dad at home and be that caregiver. And I think we talked about this before we came on the air. Some do it really well, and others,
Right.
it's a challenge
It is.
for them. And to try to balance maybe raising their kids or going to work and then caring for an elderly parent in the house and things along that line. And so these are all things that folks need to take into consideration, I think, when they're talking about the possibility of assisted living.
Right, absolutely. You know, being a full-time caregiver, yeah, it is just really isn't for everybody, and I think that's what's so great about you know, Farmington and C.H.I.C and all the different things that we have to offer here in Farmington is we do have options. So if this is something that you might want to look at and come and I think people often have a different idea what assisted living is. You know, it's just a really great big home where we have seniors living that enjoy each other's company. I think they would be surprised if they came and walked the facility, see how beautiful it is, how great the food is, and the company and care that they get. It would definitely, you know, I'm sold. You have to be 55 to live at the Bridge, so in a few years I'll definitely think about it.
Okay.
But
Right.
it's definitely someplace that I would want my parents to go to.
Sure. Well, again, I think a lot of folks do have a misconception. I think that the term nursing home, which is so
Right.
such a misnomer.
Right.
But I think a lot of folks maybe think that when they hear assisted living, and it
Right.
really isn't, and they do need to get out and see it for themselves. I know
Right.
when my mom went into assisted living, she compared it to living in a hotel because of the food and the choices and the different things that were going on.
And people think of the Bridge as a hotel. Oh, it's such a beautiful big hotel. It's a beautiful home, and it does definitely have a high-end feel to it, and does not feel like a nursing home at all. So I really do encourage people to come and make a phone call. You don't just have to come during an open house, but can come anytime, schedule an appointment, and I'd be happy to show you around.
Very good. We haven't given a phone number yet, so let's do that. How
All
can
right.
folks reach you?
505-324-6200. And we are also on Facebook, and we have a website as well.
Okay, very good. But this open house is coming up the last Sunday of the month. You do this almost every month, you said.
Yes, we do.
But this month it'll be the 26th of January from 1 to 3, and then folks can just come down and check it out and
Yes.
ask the questions they want to ask.
Yeah, yes, we would love to see them.
Very, very good. And Pamela Drake, again, the work of C.H.I.C continues, of course, with assisted living and other topics too, right?
Yes, in October we had a presentation from Sexual Assault Services, which was extremely interesting for everyone. And then in November we had a presentation on vaping and e-cigarettes. It's a hot topic. A
Definitely.
lot of people asking questions about that. Certainly is one of the areas that the partnership has heard a lot about. So we put together with one of our college interns, put together a presentation on it, and it was quite good, if I do say so myself.
Well,
It was
right.
very good.
The Health Council meets every third Thursday of the month. And so this month, that will be January 16th, and we meet at 3 o'clock at the downtown center, which some people still are thinking of it as the old library
Right.
on Broadway.
Right.
So up on
The
the
even
second,
older bank, if you're that old.
Oh, I'm not that old.
I'm not that old either.
No.
I've just heard.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a rumor. Anyway, anyone is welcome to come.
And you can
don't-
still get to the downtown center, by the way, even with Main Street construction, because you can get there, use Broadway, and there you go.
little sneaky ways to get in there.
Yeah.
So we encourage residents to come and bring up topics that are of concern to them, and we'll be more than happy to have anyone come. It isn't a professional organization. It can be open to anyone in the
Right.
community. So we'd love to see more people there.
Sure, and I think it's been noted that at some of the meetings that you have folks from different organizations, and some folks are hearing from other organizations, and they're talking about what they do, and the other folks saying, well, we could use someone who does that
Yeah.
with our clients or with our residents or what have you. And so there's been a lot of connections because of CHIC.
Exactly. It's a wonderful networking organization, and networking and finding out what's going on in the community that a lot of people just don't even realize that we have all of these resources. And as you say, you know, oh yeah, we can match up together and we can provide better services to the community through our finding out from our discussion here of what's available. Also, we really like to have people bring community concerns, because if there's something we need to address, we're more than happy to do that. And we have our bicycle project. Do you know about that, Scott?
I don't know if we've talked about that yet, but
The bicycle project started a couple years ago, and we were obtaining used bicycles to provide to people who need them. In particular, we worked with the Joint Intervention Program people who are going through treatment, and they are immobile. You know, they don't have a means of transportation. So a bike can certainly help them to get to appointments that they need and get to jobs that they have. And so we were providing these bikes to people, you know, in that circumstance, and also homeless people, because it really can improve their condition in
Right.
life and improve their living conditions. So we continue with that, and we're looking to amp that up. We've been working with an out-of-state group who we think are going to come here and give us some hands-on information about how we can grow the group and how we can grow the work that we're doing through that. It's a great project, absolutely great project. It wasn't my idea.
well, not this one. You've
Not
had
this
other
one.
good ones though, so that's okay. But more to come with that, it sounds like,
And
right?
more to come. So if people are interested in that, they certainly should come to the Health Council meeting and find out more about it.
Okay, very good. And Debbie, I'm sure being a part of CHIC has helped in your line of work too.
Oh, it definitely has. I do enjoy the meetings, and the networking has been great. You do learn about all the little hidden gems here in Farmington. And so it definitely has enhanced the bridge and what we have to offer.
Great.
Well, it's wonderful. Well, thank you both for coming in this morning. Pamela
Thank you,
Drake,
Scott.
always a pleasure. Thank you for
you.
being here. Debbie Fentiman, thank you for coming in and sharing all the information about the bridge and the facility we have right here in our own backyard, literally.
Thank you so much, Scott.
You're welcome. My guests here on KSJE representing CHIC, the Community Health Improvement Council, and they're with us every month. I'm Scott Nicklin. I'll be back with more in just a moment, everyone. The time right now is 8:36.
The holidays are over. It's back to reality for most of us.